Welcome back to the Mouse Gun Guy. Went back to the old background today just to remind new subscribers that this is the place where old guys and old guns rule. Okay, today we're taking a look at the Sedgley Hammerless, the baby Hammerless, model 1927, also called the Ejector model. Now, before we've looked at the Sedgley and Kolb and Sedgley 1910, we've looked at the 1922, which we said was a transition model to the Ejector, and now this is the Ejector. So just a quick review here. This is the original. With the pin here, you pull the pin, and pin comes out and the cylinder comes out. Has a little port here to load, which is convenient. And you can use this pin to knock out the empties. But then after Sedgley bought the company from Kolb, his old employer, Kolb was retiring in 1915. Sedgley bought the company, and he started making guns. And of course, World War I is going on then. So he didn't get to fully implement some of the changes that he made, and Sedgley made most of his career doing custom gun work. So in our 1922 video, we looked at this transition model. And you can see it's different the way the cylinder is removed. It has a hole here, and this pin fits in it. And you pull the pin out, that releases it from the hole, then you can bring it out to the side. So let's put it back in there, set it aside. So then we come to the Sedgley 1927, and these are basically all alike. They changed the date on the year. You can hardly see the 1927 here, but this is called, it does say Ejector model here. And just, you can see that this pin is much smaller here than on the previous model, the original, and it's pretty much the same as this transition model, the 1922. But the transition to the new model was actually made in 1924 and continued until the gun went out of production in 1930, I believe was the last one. But now you can see that they've eliminated the hole there that used to allow you to load it without removing the cylinder. So you have to remove the cylinder. And you can see here the cutout of the frame is a little bit different. You can see it's a little bit thinner here than here, and down here and here. So just subtle changes in the frame, but then the real difference comes when you remove the cylinder. And you can see here, it looks much like the other one. Let me pull this one out again. It doesn't come out quite as easy. You got to get it just right. Okay, here we go. You can see this cylinder is about 1/8 of an inch longer than that transition model, because this one is 22 long. It's 22 long instead of 22 short like the previous one. And you can see that the cylinder here, let me get out the original here and show you the cylinder. The cylinders here are exactly the same. Even though this has a different method of being removed, you can use the same cylinder. And I wondered, why did he make this transition model? Because they had leftover parts. So he was using up all of his leftover parts until he got around to fully bringing out the Ejector model. Now the difference here, look, you have the star-shaped injector and a little bit longer cylinder. So now you can really pop those out easily. I wondered why he didn't do that before, and why there's a transition model for several years. He was just using up the cylinders that he already made. So this is much better, much easier to remove those. And it uses the same kind of method with a hole here as the transition model and the spring. And don't understand why they eliminated this channel here where you could load it without removing the cylinder. They must have had a reason. Maybe some of you have more knowledge than I do and can leave something in the comments. But this is the Sedgley 1927 ejector model in 22 long.